Hello, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the J Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Nowakowski, and let's get straight on into today's episode. So, like I talked about, today's episode is going to be NBA playoff based only. So basically, I'm just going to go series by series, talk about them, see how my predictions are looking, and yeah, we're just going to do that because that sounds like fun. So first, I'll talk about the one series that has wrapped up, and that is the 3-seeded Bucks versus the 6-seeded Miami Heat. The Bucks got the clean sweep of the Miami Heat. So my Miami pick was completely wrong. Game 1 was close, and that was it. Game 1 was close, and that was it. Really, I mean, this was dominated by Milwaukee. So let's go over the games, shall we? Because it was bad. So Miami Heat, game 1, 109-107. That was an OT off a Chris Middleton game winner. They win game 2, 132-98. They win game 3, 113-84. And they won game 4, 120-103. So they dominated. And Miami did not look good. Besides game 1, they did not play great. And I have a very puzzling stat for you. In all 4 games, Jimmy Butler scored a total of 58 points. Bryn Forbes scored 60. Now, you are probably wondering who that is. And yes, I will tell you who Forbes is. In 70 games this year, he averaged 10 points a game. Yeah. And this man had 60 in 4 games. And Jimmy Butler had 58. Jimmy frickin' Butler, who on the season averaged 21.5 points per game on almost 50% shooting. That was not the case in the playoffs. He had an awful playoffs. But yeah, this series was dominated by Miami. Absolutely dominated. I mean, that's the only way to put it. Was just pure domination for Miami. So that was the one series that has concluded. And so that was the one series that concluded was the Bucks sweeping the Heat. The next one, we're going to go to the 2-7 matchup, the 2-seeded Brooklyn Nets and the 7-seed Boston Celtics. That is a 2-1 series lead for the Nets. Currently, the Nets won the first 2. Boston getting game 3 off of a 50-point game from Jason Tatum. Their next game is going to be on Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific time in Boston. Looking to even up the series, make things a little interesting, I guess. We'll see if that happens, but not sure. I mean, I will give this credit to Boston in their 125-119 win on the Friday night. Is Jason Tatum dropped 50. And Kemba Walker did not have a great game. He shot really bad, only 6 points. Now, on the Nets side, Harden had 41. Durant had 39. But they won. And Smart had 23. Tristan Thompson with 19. Fournier, 17. But they won. And that was just insane. With Harden and KD going off, they still were able to win the game. That was very impressive. And yeah, I was very impressed with what Boston did there in that game with that. But it's a 2-1 series. We're going to see what happens with game 4 on Sunday. The best, this has been the best series so far, hands down. That is going to be the 4-seeded Knicks, the 5-seed Hawks. First 2 games, Madison Square Garden was going absolutely crazy. They were bumping. They were going nuts and going off. It was freaking awesome what was going on in MSG. And yeah, fans were super into it. And game one was won off of a Trae Young floater that went in with under a second left, or maybe like 1.9. It was very late in the game, but a nice Trae floater. And he let the fans know about it. The fans, they were chanting, F Trae Young, all this and that. Absolutely crazy going on there. And the Knicks took game two, and the Hawks took game three. After the game two loss, Trae Young said, "Hey, I'll see you in the A." He let him know, "We'll see you in the A." And so far, the Hawks dominated that game three performance. Game four is Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And so, that was such a good game, and it's been such great energy so far. So best series so far. So far, Knicks down 2-1 in the series. The last East matchup, the 76ers and the Washington Wizards, the 1-8. Sixers are up 3-0, absolutely dominating. I mean, really all three games, really. Today, they won 132-103. Embiid is getting whatever he wants. Tobias Harris is going off. Danny Green's having a great series. Ben Simmons is playing really well. I mean, and Washington just doesn't have the firepower to match, really. Game one, they kept it close and interesting. I'll say that. Game one, 125-118. But games two and three have been blowouts. 120-95, 132-103. The 76ers were at 109 at the end of the third in today's game, which absolutely insane. But yeah, so that's the update in the East. So Sixers lead 3-0, Hawks lead 2-1, Bucks have won 4-0, and Nets lead 2-1. Now moving to the West, we're going to start with the 1-8 matchup. That's the Utah Jazz and the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis came out on top in game one, shocking everyone. But since Donovan Mitchell has returned for games 2 and 3, the Jazz have not lost. And they won their game today, 121-110. This was a close game late, but Donovan Mitchell really took over. He's been really impressive this series. 29 points from Mitchell. Mike Conley adding in 27. So they have a 2-1 series lead. Got that home court advantage back from Memphis after they took game one. But, Memphis has kept it pretty competitive. They win game one, 141-129. That was game two that they lost. They won game one, 112-109. They lost 141-129, and then they lose this one, 121-111. Monday's going to be game four in Memphis, 6:30 Pacific time. I really, I think the Jazz are taking control right now. Mitchell looks really good. I thought if the Jazz or the Grizzlies were going to win another game, it was going to be the games Mitchell didn't play in his first game back, but they couldn't accomplish the first game back. So, I think Utah is going to take command of this series come Monday. But, and now we're going to move to the 4-5 matchup between the Clippers and the Mavericks. And oh my gosh, Mavericks win the first two games at home in LA. Mavericks win the first two. They go to Dallas. They go up 30-11 in the first quarter. But the Clippers win on Saturday night. On Friday night. They won 118-108. Luka did all he could, but it couldn't be stopped. Kawhi, 36. Paul George added 29. Marcus Morris, a huge 15, including 3 threes in the fourth quarter alone. Luka did all he could with 44, but the support wasn't there like it was in games 1 and games 2. In games 1 and games 2, Tim Hardaway Jr. was hitting shots. Brunson was hitting shots. Porzingis was playing good. And Dorian Finney-Smith playing well. Game 3, they didn't play great. And even though they went up 30-11, the second Luka came out, the Clippers went on a run and really took control. And they got the 10-point win. Sunday that is going to be Sunday, 6:30 p.m. That's going to be game 4. That's going to be a good one. But yeah, this has been a really interesting series so far. The Mavericks got to win game 4. In my opinion, you got to win game 4 tomorrow. you can't let the Clippers steal 2 back on you on your home court. That can't happen. The next matchup, this one's been really good. Really, really good, actually. It's the 3rd seed Nuggets and the 6th seed Portland Trailblazers. That series is currently tied 2-2. So Portland takes game 1. Denver takes games 2 and 3, and Portland took game 4 today. Today winning 119-95. That, I believe, was the biggest margin of the series so far. Yeah, game 1, Portland wins 123-109. Then they lose 128-109. Then they lose 120-115 in a game where they almost came back. And then they won today 115-95. So this has been a really good series. Norman Powell is having a really good series for Portland. And, Dame's doing his thing. CJ's doing his thing. Nurkic has been pretty good. And, for Denver, it's been Jokic. And he's gotten some help from Austin Rivers. And the supporting cast has it's been okay. But, the games they lose, it doesn't, Michael Porter Jr. doesn't play well. And Monte Morris, he's back now. But the games they lose, they don't play well. The games they win, they show up. It's kind of the same story as the Mavericks with Luka, in my opinion. I think it's kind of the same story for them. But that series is tied 2 games apiece, going back to Denver for game 5. And I believe that one will be on Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. That'll be game 5. And the last series, that's the 2-seeded Suns and the 7-seed Lakers. Lakers have a 2-1 lead after dropping game 1 in the classic LeBron feel-out game. Games 2 and 3 go to the Lakers. Game 3 was very impressive because the Lakers shot 25% from 3 and had 20 turnovers. And they won by 14 points. Yeah. On Thursday night, the Lakers won 109-95. They won by 14 points, held the Suns under 100 points, and had 20 turnovers and shot 25% from 3. This game, not a great game for Devin Booker. 6 of 19 shooting with only 19 points. DeAndre Ayton was the big scorer for them. He's had an incredible series, but Booker and Crowder get ejected late. I did not like that push from Booker. Could have seriously injured Dennis Schroeder on that play. Deserved to be ejected. I didn't like it at all. And yeah, the Lakers, they were up by like 20 plus, and Phoenix got it down to 9 or 8 or something like that. But LeBron and AD after not showing up game 1, he has played amazing in games 2 and 3, both scoring 34 points in each game. Dennis Schroeder, he's got a total of 44 points in the last 2 games, so he's been really good for the Lakers. They're not hitting their threes right now, which is concerning. They're not hitting their jump shots. KCP having an off series. Kuzma having a bad series. Wesley Matthews, they're not doing great right now. But, if they start shooting just a little bit better, so game 4 is Sunday, 12:30. Right after Knicks Hawks. So I'm definitely gonna be watching that one, hoping to see the Lakers go up 3-0. Andre Drummond has had a very good series as well. He's been playing pretty. Ayton's been getting his buckets, but I've really liked what I've seen from Andre Drummond on switches and stuff. He's not getting completely blown by and stuff like that. He's getting blocks. He's playing good defense, in my opinion. And, he's contributing on offense. Games 1 and 2, he had 10 plus points. Game 3, it was only 6. But, game 2, he had 15 and 12, which was huge. And in game 1, with AD wasn't playing good, Andre Drummond, he had 12 and 9, 5 of 7 shooting, which, that was very good and a nice surprise. Andre Drummond seems to be fitting in right now, which is a great thing for Laker fans. But so that's the update in the West. So Jazz lead 2-1, Mavs lead 2-1, Nuggets and Trailblazers tied 2-2, and the Lakers lead 2-1 heading into Sunday. Now I just want to talk about a couple things, these on-court incidents that have happened. Game 2 at MSG, Trae Young someone tried to spit on him. I don't think that it actually hit him, but they tried to spit on him. In Game 2, Russell Westbrook got injured, and as he was leaving, a fan dumped popcorn on him. And I believe it was Game 1 or Game 2 of the Jazz series. People were yelling at Ja Morant's parents. Like, come on, you guys. Like, I am all for booing and chanting and all of that. Like, the Trae Young's balding. Like, those don't. Trae Young's laughing at that. He's cool with that. But it's like dumping popcorn, spitting. You're taking it to a different level here, man. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And slander and talking slander to a guy's parents. Come on, really? Like, how old are you, really? And so I saw a TikTok. So it was of the fan sitting next to Ja Morant's parents, and they had a great time. And even Ja tweeted. He said, my parents had a great time with the fans. They were all nothing but love, except for those 3. So there were 3 fans that decided they wanted to say some racial stuff and say some rude things to his parents. Like, come on, man. Like, that's not about that. Like, booing, chanting, that's fine. But no racist comments. We don't need you yelling at his parents. That you should see the TikTok, though. Like, they bought his parents beers and they were having a good time. And, Ja even said it. My parents said it was nothing but love except for those 3, So, and with Russ, he's injured and you're going to dump popcorn on him. And that one was a season ticket holder, and he is no longer a season ticket holder and banned from this arena. And then Trae Young, the fan, has been banned from the arena. I don't know if they have like face checks and stuff like that. Like, I don't know how strict they are on the ban and stuff like that. But, the one guy, no more season tickets. That's just so stupid to me, how you could be so, like, to get so overwhelmed in a game that you're going to do something that's stupid. Like, also, like, so the Dodgers played the Astros this past week, and there was a fight, a major fight that went down between a Dodgers and Astros fan. There's a crazy video. But I understand being passionate and loving your team. I am very passionate about all my teams, and I love my teams very dearly, and my teams will rip my heart out and break them a lot sometimes. That happens. But I will never get so worked up and overwhelmed that I'm going to fight somebody in the stands. Or, I mean, you guys know how much I hate the Houston Astros. I'm not gonna pour popcorn on Jose Altuve or Carlos Correa or spit at them, because that's crossing a line. Booing, chanting, saying things that aren't racist. That's okay to me. If you are booing, you are chanting, you are cheering on your team, as long as it is not racist, I am saying I am all for that. But spitting, throwing stuff, that's when you cross a line. And there's just no room for it in our game. There's no room for it. I am so passionate, but I will never get in a fight about my team. I'm not going to fight another fan over my team. That's not going to happen. Sorry. But I just want to talk about the incidents that have happened. Really sucks to see this going on in the playoffs. Spitting at Trae Young, and Trae Young just going off. He's doing his thing. Yeah, seeing that happen and the dumping of Russell. I slander Russell Westbrook, but dude's injured and you're gonna dump popcorn on him. Like, come on, what the hell is wrong with you, dude? Like. And I loved the response from other players. Like, yeah, if that happens in the street, you don't do that. Like, that wouldn't happen. If you saw Trae Young walking down the street, I'm sure as hell that fan went spit on him. I'm sure he'd ask him for a picture or an autograph. Russell Westbrook, same thing. So, and if you saw Ja Morant and his parents walking down the street, I doubt you're gonna start yelling and slandering at him. But yeah, I just want to talk about those moments. There's no room for that in our sports, but very clear. Booing, the chanting, and screaming, being passionate, as long as it's not racist and you're not crossing a line, I'm all for it. I'm for it. Trey Young's balding. Those are amazing. MSG was going crazy. And it's awesome to see fans back in the stands, but, you got to know when you're going to cross the line, and hopefully we don't see any more of that because I don't want to see that in the playoffs. I love the energy the fans are bringing at every arena. The Mavs home stadium, they were going crazy in game 3. Gonna hope to see it game 4. Mark Cuban was going nuts. It was super awesome to see. So I just wanted to give you guys a little update on the NBA playoffs, how they're going, how my predictions are looking. The one series that's over, it doesn't look good. But other than that, I think I'm doing a pretty good job. The teams I have winning are winning their series, except for the Mavs right now. Everyone else, I believe, is winning their current series. Obviously, Denver, Portland's tied. But everything else, my teams I have winning are winning their series. So I'm feeling pretty confident and good about it right now. But I hope you guys are enjoying the playoffs just as much as I am. Drop a comment. What's been your favorite series so far? Give me some predictions. Do the Mavs win game 4? Luka goes off for 40-plus points. Do the Lakers win game 4? Does Atlanta win again and take a commanding 3-1 lead? If you like my content, drop a subscribe on Instagram. Follow me on Spotify and Apple. Follow me on Instagram, J_sports_podcast. Oh, Star has made an appearance, says she is up there. Yep, there she is, Star. Kitty cat up there. That's fun. Follow me on Instagram. I do daily sports questions every day that I think are super fun. And leave a comment. Ask me questions. I'd love to answer them, you guys. But until next time, this has been Joshua Nowakowski of the J Sports Podcast.